I can't hear Mark.
No, he sounds like a fish.
Okay, let's start the September 27th park meeting. What do you, John?
All right. Good evening, commissioners. Thank you. Commissioners, counselor. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a while that we've had such a big, large group like this. Do I need this?
No.
No.
Oh, for online. Okay. So, yeah, I guess continue. So, in your staff report, you were, provided a list discussed tonight. We're not limited to that. So if you want to bring up topics or recommendations, questions, comments, concerns, will be time at the end, but feel free to interrupt me anytime, ask questions or so, but in the end also too, the recommendations will be taken. Feel free. Yeah. But again, as Parks Commission, you may have some recommendations, staff to. With that, we'll start off with park signage and garbage receptacles. Move on to multi-purpose field restoration, restroom access, Wi-Fi and solar bench installation, splash pad, basically some usage date on that, and usage is quite high. Pretty amazing just during the work hours, Monday. That splash pad during summer time. And so I have some usage information for you there. Tree planting and tree assessment, future multi-purpose field use and outreach, CDBG grant project, pedestrian trails, playground and arboretum, which we made a significant investment this year on the trails, the playground, wood chips and engineered fiber. Before I move on, any questions? Park signage and garbage receptacles. So in the Hawthorne area, which the gate has been closed. Hopefully everyone has noticed that. We do keep the gate. There's a new sign back there, and that's what's in the picture here. It's not complete yet. We're still looking to add a topper that maybe some laser cut steel that has Hawthorne written, cut out to go up there. And Jim, Commissioner, I'll be discussing that with you at some point. But we removed the old signs. If you remember, the signs were just those green, like your basic cookie cutter signs. So we revamped it. We added some QR for folks to use and utilize some of the symbols. Left half is in English and the right half is in Spanish for visitors. So, and the reason why I bring this up is we want to add additional signage to the park, and we want to get some recommendations where and what that should look like. Yeah, I actually have a few more. So, of where we were thinking about adding signage and changing some existing signage. So, and what we're going to do is add matching garbage receptacles throughout the park. Maybe one at the Arboretum, which is just south of the ball fields, and one at Hawthorne. Right now, we have no garbage on that south side of the park. So we're going to match the Gorge Hub and City Hall Civic Center garbage receptacles. So they'll have the rain bonnets on them. Going to also add 2 additional garbage receptacles at the picnic pavilion. This is one of the signs. We looked at actually relocating this sign. The sign is kind of park restrooms under the grove of fir trees. We were going to relocate that to more towards the entrance. After we started dismantling it, decided to stop. And I think what we're going to do is just change, add some mapping, and leave the Donald Robertson Park with past mayor that's represented. But the other side where the Gorge Hub is, we're going to maybe look at redoing that and possibly put Gorge Hub map on the side of the restrooms. Folks are coming into that Gorge Hub area where the footsie and all the concrete work is, that there's a map there. So changing the map here, don't know what we're going to put in there yet. Parks Commission. But again, we were thinking about moving the structure. It's just not feasible. Our staff didn't want to damage it. City spent, good money on that. It's a nice looking. I think if we just change what's represented in it to match our users, then this is where we're looking to add signage. So as you come off of Halsey, taking that right, City Hall and the Civic Center, going straight up towards restrooms, or turning left to the there right there. And the thought was sign similar to this sign. This sign welcome with some air. City Hall and Civic Center, restrooms, welcome in different. Recommendations now would be
so much better than that.
thank you.
But I can also say that.
Larger font, less words.
Less words.
Roll call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
That's good to know. Now the QR code will take you the map also. Yeah. Right.
Me
Mary
Yeah.
asked if there was distance.
thinking the map of the
Yeah,
No, an icon with the glass.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
Beer stein, yeah.
And how the distance to put how far things are, I mean, how far the
Yeah.
trail is.
Yeah,
That's just sort of a standard
Yeah.
thing that's
and
done.
if it's around the.
We discuss that as staff. So we're, you know,
That's a good.
so this one, it looks like if we icons and arrows rather less words, the better,
Large letters that you
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah,
people.
big.
larger letters.
I would like to see it. Second sign though.
Yeah, okay, at Hawthorne,
Something like the Donald Robinson, one, yeah.
yeah, a little more robust.
A little more
Yeah.
robust and
And so garbage receptacles, right now, the can 55. It's just, it's outdated. Receptacles and matching cans, we're going to add additional cans. We have not.
Yes, yeah, yes. Yeah, we should try that with dog. Yeah.
And the receptacles will be bolted down. The drum, actually, one of the drums disappeared and we actually recovered it. So.
If I count.
Yes, last week. Yeah, got a call and we retrieved it. They were using it as a fire pit. So. Yeah. Yeah. So the new receptacles will be fixed units. They won't move away from that. So before I move on, any comments, recommendations for signage, receptacles? Again, there'll be time at the end to. Okay, all right. Multi-purpose field restoration. The field, it was a phase project. We started the first phase March 2. Second phase was August, September of 20. And we actually have allocations this budget season to add additional treatments in spring of 2020. We're happy with the results. The field looked much healthier summer than 5 or 10 years. Yeah. So, you know, what our hope is play east to folks having picnics, playing Frisbee, flying kites, you know, sports practicing from out here in ROTC. So just a lot of multi-use. So that's something really to start thinking as we move forward. Some of these projects, what does that use? How do we want to community to provide feedback, do get input through social media. Do we want to do a postcard campaign? All Wood Village. That's just something to think about. Brought on a staff member that person as part of their duties. So we have that capacity now. We're really looking forward taking that next step and what is our community? I'll will. So
All right.
the part of our CDBG grant project this year is so and see what that use looks like. So there a couple pictures. Picture on the right is just really shows just the treatments that taken in the middle of summer. The field was in pretty good shape, like I said, from the last 5 to 10 years. Been everybody's recommendations and approvals by our city council and budget committee, adopting budgets and appropriations, making it happen. Yes. So restroom access, we tried a few different options with the lighting. We do have in the center between the men's and women's restroom, we have a utility room, and we tried to light the utility room and shine the light through the shift windows that you see in the picture here. It just didn't work. Didn't provide enough light. So we actually added LED lights to restrooms, and we are currently looking to install cages over the lights to hopefully prevent any vandalism. Really what we're worried about is the vandalism and the constant replacing of we talked earlier before the meeting started with COVID, March 2020, and what it did for parks and having to provide sanitation units for hand sanitizer, soap dispensers for the restrooms for folks to wash their hands. Constantly getting, just vandalized, and it's just a weekly battle that our staff has been dealing with. So we're hoping to get some cages here in the near future to. We also heated the utility room, which there were some exposed pipes, and to eliminate freezing. There were some issues in the past with frozen pipes. That's why the restrooms were pretty much closed. But with COVID, March 2020 on, council our city council wanted the rest for access for that purpose of sanitation and providing hand sanitizer and soap. So we installed heaters, and so our restrooms are open 24/7. Some other upgrades we did, as you can see the picture on the right, the lights are on at the restrooms. And then we added, if you see the light pole, there's 2 lights on it. We actually added the east light that shines over the basketball court. And it's pretty neat seeing, 8:30 at night when it's dark and folks are still being able to play basketball because there's enough light. So again, just usability, access for visitors. This was just, I was leaving from a council meeting and it was dark and I saw that. I said, I have to stop and take a picture. Folks, you can see the folks playing basketball there, and that's probably 8:30, 8:45 at night. Other visitor amenities. So we installed solar benches, Wi-Fi out in our parking lot. And Greg and staff provided some data today, which that's why it's not in the staff report. Users since March 2022, 772. And yeah, I think I have a picture lit up at night, but the average Wi-Fi is average about 20 users a day. Visitors and folks are utilizing that. And the solar benches actually have posters in there that staff is, they update every other month. Donna? Oh. Every month, and there is a QR code. So, and the solar benches, you can, they're a charging station also for folks who want to charge devices, whether it's a tablet, laptop, iPhone. And then, excuse me?
They've got several spots now. Thank you. And also too, on the poles in the receptacles where folks. There's a couple frequent users, and I stopped and that's where he comes. He uses and he's looking for a job. That's why it's there. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
It's just like, the map.
Right, right. Well, and also too, it is
It's not go portion. Yeah.
what that use looks like too. And entertain turf, do we? Something to think about, as, Play East grows. I know they're a major user of our field, but we've also had a lot of inquiries. Everybody from youth, groups to high school. So something to think about too. What does that use look like moving forward? Lighting to turf. What's the investment?
And
Yes. So we have been working with our Hope team. 2 to 3 times a week. They are in our park. Parking and not moving. Visiting our gazebo for extended stay. We have been working with our Hope team, those folks along. Some of the folks are there during the day, and at night they makes it bad for everybody.
But we do monitor.
We don't have a magic number either. We get in line. We have
they're not in their right minds,
Going back to the park. For the long stay. Restroom open all. Hour.
Mm. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, or the sidewalk
Yeah.
or the.
That
You don't-
balance.
You don't want to make it too.
Yeah, but and as far as the gazebo though, yes, we are having our challenges. And we are utilizing our partnership with the Hope Team to assist us with it's not permanent, but the Hope Team is out in our park and working with our staff. Sure, just one, the visitor safety. I mean, that's public safety. When folks don't feel safe, call us. Yes, we have that number. It's the Hope Team. But we're they're limited, we're limited on that enforcement part put upon folks. But they have avenues to that health.
Well, is there a
I mean, we don't have that number. So again, this is more of the smart benches and our splash pad. So the splash pad, every time you push the button, it operates for 5 minutes. 36 gallons a minute. So I broke it down for the last 5 months from May through September. As you can see, the peak months are pretty obvious. July and August, you can see when kids go back to school, use drops down. And as we start going into fall, cooler temperatures at night, less use. But I just wanted to provide you with, of being used. Folks said, oh, splash pad is splash pad. Folks are using it, breaking it down and
hill to
yeah,
land up the top?
yeah. And then you just wasn't feasible cost wise.
The Gresham one, is that?
They can do that.
So-
They're intentionally doing all the right thing, that was part of it.
Again, this was just some information, just folks are using it,
Everything.
We charge ourselves the water.
But I mean. Transaction valve.
Oh, easy, 30 feet in here.
So there's.
Oh my gosh. Something you would see on the cartoons or something.
Yeah, it's,
Fun for the first time, right?
I did mention tree assessment. Where we're assessing some trees at Cottonwood border, which southwest corner of just west of Hawthorne. The perimeter there, some of the trees are engulfed with ivy. Some of them are. I'm not an arborist. They don't. Had an assessment. They're mapping the trees right now. Taking care of those hazards.
Someone trying to do that.
Oh, right. You put it on. Oh, yeah. Good one, good one.
And I know our staff has been going through. This summer it was a challenging summer. Staffing also. We lost some trees here too. Right. Okay. And so I know in this area, we're having them mapped and get them, the hazardous trees removed as we assess other trees. Tree planting south of City Hall and the Civic Center. This was just an idea. Yes. As far as tree planting, because tree planting. City Council, we're always looking at areas to add trees, not just cut trees down. And if we are removing some trees around that Cottonwood area, why don't we add some trees maybe to our park? And this was, it's just south of City Hall here. You know, between here and the south ball field, there's just kind of a straight stretch where we were thinking if we put maybe a grove of trees in there, that it would provide some shade for folks that are on the walking trails in the earlier hours of the day. Kind of halfway between maybe where the ball field is. City.
It would be like where play area is.
Ball, the back ball field.
The back ball field, the south. Because I don't think it would be taking very much of that up anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Hey,
Everybody's coming around.
I think that would be.
Again, this is an opportunity. One of the goals for city council for staff annual performance plan. Just wanted to get kind of the Parks Commission if you thought that was a good idea. or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Shade trees.
More trees.
Shades.
That's great. And then community outreach.
Try it.
So on,
Kite flying?
as far as community outreach, so we do have a new staff member, as I out earlier. And that person is a community investment and engagement specialist. So Caroline, we're excited to have Caroline on board. I guess, moving forward, any ideas on how to engage the public? We're taking newsletter, mailers, social media, everything, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Maybe a web survey, where they click on our webpage and take a survey, or maybe an in-person, maybe, periodically we have, a staff member walk the park and talk to visitors. Again, just a thought, on getting what visitors want, need, what they'd like to see.
If they aren't visitors, they won't be.
He's addressing people in the newsletters.
State park to put some basketball court on the additional field and lighting thing.
Artificial turf,
There's
I think kind of everything you have listed there is a great idea. The in-person, they're already in the park. So, if you look at the splash pad, you look at the people are using the park way more than they ever. Green grass. I mean, it's so in the short amount of time, they implemented some things that are attractions. It's got huge momentum. So just continue to build on that. And like you say, if you put lights in there, you'll never see the place empty.
Yeah. And as Caroline starts her, getting responses back, I will share those. Staff will share those with you. Again, like Greg said, moving forward, what do folks need? What's the recommendations from Parks Commission? And I want to provide you with all those tools. What a better tool than a survey or a campaign with feedback. So, what is the big question? The multi-purpose field, soccer field, not necessarily. Is it a baseball field? Not necessarily. That's why I call it a multi-purpose field. So I'm basically talking about the field, and everything from picnics, a variety of sports, flying kites, exercise. It's at ROTC group. One of the high school football teams was summer drills here. It's just, what does that look like? Backstops and have a dedicated soccer area or a multi-area where you can do soccer, or somebody can throw a frisbee, fly a kite. You have a baseball, softball area. Right now it's, is it really? It's kind of in bad shape, to be honest. So again, having to make that investment. But again, if you build it, they will come. Like you said, if lights get installed, we're not going to get rid of folks. They're going to be various activities. So.
I have a suggestion. We have new people that have moved in the apartment complex. Now, they don't have yards. They don't have green areas really. This would be a place they would come to a lot if they're aware of the fact that how welcome they are here, that you might have her go down and address the management there and set up meetings that she could have.
One of the suggestions for the multifamily, one of several multifamily, city is postcard mailers. Postcard mailers, maybe with a QR code on there or a web page address that they can go survey and just say, hey, do you know about our work?
Yes.
Do
Do you that?
They're on site.
Ah, so you do already.
We could even do door hanger. Well, I personally feel community and is ongoing. I don't think there's a timeline on it as, you know, things change and evolve. So I think there's just, you know, at least a direction, a starting point, but I don't think I think it is ongoing as your community changes. Just as the age changes with your change also.
Horseshoe pits.
Right.
There you go, you're old.
With this position, again, this is a new position. Caroline has been here 2 weeks. So Caroline just came on board. So this is a new position. I'm saying these are the ways we are going to utilize parks. Unlimited what that outreach can be. But for parks, you know, there's avenue and I think great opportunity for this person. Right. No, that's a good one. And I'll definitely loop back around with Caroline and so we did get a grant this year from CDBG as a community development block grant. I believe the grant is about $77,000. Yeah, we've been a recipient of several of these CDBG grants. That's what funded part of Hawthorne was the CDBG grant. So we did get approved. We're waiting for kind of the final approval, which should come in the next 2 weeks, Jonathan. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks from Multnomah County. And we are actually allocating a 30,000 total appropriation for park projects this year, which would include barbecue pits, additional picnic tables, larger picnic tables, remove the backstop from the south ball field, upgrade the bleachers at the north ball field, upgrade existing amenities around the garbage cans and any comments on
Yeah,
or a
what does
direction,
CDBG mean, or BG stand for?
community development
Guys
block
join in,
grant.
please.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, because right now it's going to be a design build. So go out for an RFP. We think that's more efficient, better way allocating funds. But yeah, if there's any recommendations on this project, it was actually from Parks Commission. We said ever from 1970. Table here, a table there. Let's splash pad kind of. Again, getting rid. I have a hard time sitting in those darn. Last summer, I was sitting in one, I'm like, man. Not ADA accessible. Yes, and we are actually going to install ADA picnic table at North Park restrooms. South of the restrooms. There's an existing pad. Staff. Jonathan was I give the credit to Kyler or John.
Excited for this. This is cool. Thank you.
No, staff did a great job on that.
And this will make a huge difference,
Absolutely. So,
right below the lights.
yeah.
Right below the lights.
So no, it's going to be an exciting project. Again, we're just waiting for that final stamp from Multnomah. Should come very soon, and then we'll get started. Again, getting rid of the outdated picnic tables. Trails and playground, arboretum, invested some money this year. Wasn't just a couple cubic yards material here and there. It was overhauled the entire trail system. Huge investment. And also placed a lot of engineering. When I say engineered fiber in the playground, so it's supposed to compacts and so it was great to see that. Like I said, it was fresh and action issue, but it was cultivate initiatives. Our staff, yeah, they did a lot of before and after. Again, our staff went in to, did some pressure washing on the rocks and place the wood chips there. You can see it's just a huge difference. And also too on the gravel aggregate trails, that was our staff that did that completely. All that sprayed and got rid of the weeds. Sprayed some and then added aggregate. The arboretum, unbelievable what that looked. And then the trails and the picture almost looks fake, but no, it's a picture. No, absolutely not. So with that, I guess I want to stop talking and just hear from, the Parks Commission, any recommendations, comments, concerns?
that you may have. If I don't have the answers tonight, I we are not going to get rid of it. Right now, we are down one staff member. Right now, we have our utility staff. That was one of the expand the irrigation. We're going to take care of that. Right now, probably in the next 2 weeks, we'll have utility worker position posted for 80% of their focus will be parks maintenance. So yes, moving forward, we are going.
Are there any safety concerns? I'm What's that?
Poison.
I mean, say you plant something. Yeah, they're edible.
Yeah.
Sabotages.
Yeah,
Well,
right,
he's on
right.
that.
Something.
Okay.
Or
Poison. Right. You're surviving. You'll survive.
Yeah, I guess that's always a concern.
It'd just be like tomatoes,
yeah,
you know, beans, stuff like
absolutely.
nothing.
Remember our community garden, or it kind of ended up jungle.
Yeah.
I know, right, right. Yeah. Gated, just open.
It's open.
So, one of the things that.
On the field. Oh, cultivate initiatives. You know, it just, we tried it and it didn't work out. We need more, we need that 8 hours a day every. They were not able to fulfill that. Although they did great work on the wood chips was fabulous. Yes, we access to cultivate initiatives. But as far as the ongoing, that's not up there. That's why we are recruitment for another utility worker. Again, I don't want to make excuses for the minimized maintenance of late, but we are down one staff. Was the ground.
I thought we
Day-to-day maintenance. Some of my takeaways is for the signs. Yes, add a sign to that front. Make sure it's lower, so it still, City Hall pops. More icons, larger, letters, more use of maps, so. Wi-Fi use. I think that's something I need to loop back. Parks Commission. What is the Wi-Fi use times, and see if we can get that information for you. Also, shade trees along the walking trail here to the south was a yes. So thank you for supporting the annual performance plan for that recommendation. Outreach, maybe include schools. What a great question. Possibly, moving forward with the edible, working with a nonprofit or food pantry. Support, maintain.
Or Stein, Beer Stein.
we don't allow people to park. though.
Yeah. Doggy waste receptacle.
Not by the park.
Yes.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. We can combine them, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're very, to make it iconic.
Yeah.
Not an icon, but an icon.
So like what we need is a mascot. Picture with a mascot. Village mascot.
Looking at.
Yeah.
What it is, people.
I say go over.
Right. Okay.
Artificial.
That's just weird.
We want to do
The
better than a
artificial
fork.
part is-
Well, you could all. Berries
That's where they
and unicorns.
bushes.
Dolphins.
Or
No.
salmon,
Them here.
mark salmon or trout.
You know,
Salmon and trout. Yeah,
Why-
there's already trout dams. So
Why
go
can't they
there.
just take it?
Well, it
Wood
is. It's
Village,
beautiful.
I mean, it's gorgeous.
Look, open to any recommendations, concerns, questions. We'll follow up, city council. first meeting in October.
Before we end the meeting, I have something I'd like to. Years ago, we used to have where we would give out awards to people for having the best yard in the community. Remember, Pat,
Oh,
when you
yeah, I
did that?
do. Uh-huh, yeah.
I would like us to look into doing that again. But in a different, more advanced stage where we use technology, the newsletter, where you can nominate your neighbor instead of, I used to go down every street in town and find the prettiest houses and then give it to the Parks Commission to decide which one they would give the award to. I don't want to drive. But if we could nominate our neighbors and then give the little thing you can put in your yard. We could also make it go into Christmas decorations and then they could look at their newsletter and go, oh, we should drive over there and look at that. Something to
That's
that.
a good idea.
Even Halloween, yes, there's all sorts of ways that we can involve the community, making it
What
more.
we can do is
Yes, I was, yes.
and so that is.
Yeah, because we have the newsletter. We didn't have the newsletter then that, and people are.
But I think that's, like I said, with the new hire, with the what a great opportunity.
Our other,
We have a design. About the
So
same.
that, roughly 400,000.
Oh, I imagine it's.
yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah, I saw him. Car whiz by.
Got a lot of insurance on him, so.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
It felt like 80, but I was.
Okay,
Okay.
I had a thought.
I like that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? There you go.
And have little Bigfoots too. Hidden,
Easy holding up your stuff.
yeah. Baby Bigfoots, you know?
Big baby Bigfoot,
All right.
hidden in the park.
Yes. trees up top, you know.
Okay, does anybody have anything else to? All right.
Oh, we're through with berries.
John, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank
We're going there right
I
now.
can make it.
Thank you for the